indeed a privilege to have Marlena with us this Easter. She has been away for the last couple of Easters, and we're glad that she's with us this morning, and will be later in the morning in our regular service at 11. Indeed, thankful and blessed to have her as one of our own here at Liberty. And I'm very blessed to be the pastor here for all you wonderful people. I try to say it as much as possible, but I don't know if I say it enough. But I hope the Lord uses me when I'm here and as a pastoral manner as I try to minister with you guys when y'all need it and how you need it. But I want you to know that you all are a blessing to me. Whether you realize it or not, every one of you. Your friendship means very much to me. The relationship that we have goes far beyond pastor and congregation. And I want you to know that. It does. It means a lot to me. I know sometimes the things in this book and the things that the Lord has me preach may be a little hard for all of us. I can guarantee you it's just as hard for me. when He's preaching to me, when I'm writing out my sermon. Sometimes I say that I feel like the sermons, you know how sometimes people feel like the preacher's preaching at them. Or that sermon was just for you and no one else. You ever felt like that before? I have. Sometimes I feel like that when I'm the one preaching. Sometimes I feel like this sermon might have been for me.
God's the one who gives you the message.
That's exactly. And that's what I try to do, is listen to Him. But I just want you to know that through it all, as we try to follow God, as we try to follow how He has revealed Himself in this book, that I am blessed to be your pastor. And I'm very thankful that He has led me to be here at Liberty with you guys. Especially on this particular morning. And it is about 20 after. I promise to get you out of here by 9. I'm just teasing. Hopefully we'll be eating before 8. But if you'll turn to the Gospel of Mark, chapter 16. Mark 16, we're going to be looking at his account of everything that was going on that Easter morning, resurrection morning, when Christ arose from the dead. We're going to be looking at a specific group of people who went to the tomb and started off everything for that day. And then later this morning, we're going to be looking at Luke's account of what's going on. So if you read with me, Mark chapter 16, we'll be reading verses 1 through 8. If you have your bulletin, it's on the back side of the outline if you need that. Now, when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices that they might come up and anoint him. Very early in the morning, on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they said among themselves, "Who will roll away the stone from the door of the tomb for us?" But when they looked up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a long white robe, sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. But he said to them, "Do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. But go tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee. There you will see him, as he said to you." So they went out quickly and fled from the tomb, for they trembled and were amazed. And they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, as we come, may we see what you have for us today, Lord, what you're speaking to us. Lord, may we listen attentively. Lord, give us ears to hear, eyes to see, and a heart that's willing to allow you this Easter morning. In your precious name we pray and we ask. Amen. message today is entitled The Empty Tomb. That's what we're talking about. We're going to see different aspects of the journey that these ladies took. Now, there's a little bit of differences in each gospel of who went. And one of the gospels, it's a different set of ladies. And another, it's just Mary. However, and that's why, and there's discrepancies like this in the Bible that people want to say, boy, it contradicts itself, they can't get the story straight. But I want you to know who in here has ever seen two people tell the same story of the same account that they witnessed. Is it ever exactly the same? No. Why? Because we have different perspectives. You see things in a certain way, you hear things in a certain way, and so do different people. And the Holy Spirit allowed these men to recollect and to say things the way they would say it, and it still be accurate. You know, I might have said, well, that work day we had at church the other day with Jim and Jimmy were there. Well, that's true, isn't it? And someone else might have said, well, Sean was there. Well, that's true too, isn't it? Because Sean was here. And someone else might have said, well, David and Sean and Jim were there. That's true too, because all of them were here. They might have left one or two out. But it still is true to the best of their knowledge. And that's the same thing with these accounts of the gospel. It doesn't make anyone less true or not or false. It just means that they recounted it the way they remembered it. And the Holy Spirit allowed them to do it that way, so it still had the accuracy of what it needed to be God's Word, but it had their personality in it to tell it the way they told it. And that's what we have to remember. And so we see the thing that's the same in all of the gospel accounts is that they went early. They went early. That's the reason we're here early this morning. It's because they went early. They went as the sun was rising. Right? What the Scripture just said. And Jesus was already gone. They didn't know it yet. So they bought and gathered supplies after sundown, the start of the new day in the Jewish custom after the Passover and everything. They bought that. Saturday they bought it after sundown because that starts Sunday. They bought it and had it ready and they went early that morning. But you can't do anything on Sabbath. Right?
Saturday's rest.
But this was a special Sabbath because it was unleavened bread. And so it's even worse if you weren't. It's kind of like when we lived, for those of you that are old enough to remember the blue laws or blue codes or whatever you call them. Right? Go work on Sunday. You better have all the gas in your car that you need to get you from church and back, and you better have all the groceries you need because you wouldn't go to the store on Sunday because they were what? Closed. Well, that's the way the Jewish people saw the Sabbath. Especially the feasts, the special Sabbaths, like unleavened bread. No work. They even had it down to how many steps you could take in a day, and it not be work. I mean, they were meticulous about it. Legalistic, as we would say. And so they had all this prepared and ready. So they had to wait till Sunday because Saturday was the feast, like I said, of unleavened bread, a special Sabbath, no work. They went while it was still dark, perhaps to do it in secret, perhaps they just wanted to do it as soon as they possibly could get there. And you weren't going to go to a place like that in the dark. You were going to wait until the sun had risen, as early as possible. So they went early. It's the first thing we see. They were anxious to see the body. Because that takes us to the next one that we're going to see is they went expecting. They had expectations of what they would find. Did they expect to find a risen Savior? No. What lets you know that? Because they had taken the burial spices with them. It says, now when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices that they might come and anoint him. They bought the stuff to go and take care of the body. Now, Jews did not believe in embalming. That was an Egyptian thing. Maybe some other cultures. But the Jewish people did not believe in desecrating a body by cutting it. They did not believe in embalming, taking out the organs and all that stuff. And so what they would do is they would take cloths, strips of cloths, and they would take things like myrrh and other types of spices and incense and things, and they would cover the body in that and unwrap it. And then they'd cover each layer in that stuff. And that would help the body keep it from stinking so bad. And so that was their custom. But they expected him to still be dead. They expected him to still be in the tomb. They were going to take care of their Lord and their friend. They were going to perform the traditional act, like I said, of pouring the spices on the body and wrapping the cloths. That's why it's important when we read the Christmas account, right? They wrapped him in swaddling cloths. You know what those kinds of cloths were? Burial cloths. Excuse me, burial cloths. So they might. They followed, if you go back in, I think it's Luke's account, they followed Joseph and Nicodemus, and they saw him taking him to the grave, to the tomb. And so, at this point, they might have thought they didn't have enough time to do the spices and all that, or it could have been they didn't have enough time to do it correctly. Or it might have been one of those, there was just a couple of men doing this, and you know they don't do it right. But I'm sure that wasn't the case, because Nicodemus was a rabbi and was on one of the spiritual leaders, so he would have had some training in that kind of thing. So they might have just thought they didn't have enough time to really do it properly. Because by the time they got Jesus' body down, and they went to Pilate and got the body, they probably wouldn't have had more than an hour to do it. And so they went expecting to find his body. They went expecting to do this ceremony, this ritual of how they prepared the dead, how they took care of the bodies. Just like what we do now, right? Someone that's your family or loved one that you have to be responsible for. We don't do the actual taking care of, but we have to prepare it all right. We have to call the funeral home. We have to make sure it can be paid for. We have to make sure that we can hopefully honor the wishes of the person, right? And do all those things. That's our custom. Customs have changed a little bit over the years, but in Eastern Kentucky, there's still a custom, right? Some put them in the church, and they stay up all night with them. I know Heather's family, that's their custom. They take them to the church, they stay up all night for 2 nights with them. Some of them don't go home. Except take a shower, maybe nap. And then they come back and they bury them on that last day. They have a service. And some, like where I'm from, they have a visitation. They don't have service. They have a visitation night, and the next day they bury them. And now some, it's even changing, where they do a visitation in the morning and bury them in the afternoon. But it's tradition and custom. Whatever your family wants, whatever that person's wishes are, that's what we do, right? Well, that's what these ladies were doing. They were coming to make sure the body was taken care of. And I think it's funny that they were so enthusiastic, they forgot a couple things. And Mark's account's the only one that brings this up. And that's, they asked the question, who's going to roll the stone up for us? Because if you realize that stone was at least 4 foot to 6 foot in diameter. And it was several inches thick. So most of you that know anything about stone would realize that's going to be what? Heavy. Now, the way they did it is they made a track. And that stone would roll in the track to open and close. What they didn't know is that there was a guard set up and it had been sealed. But they went expecting. We also see they went to enter. They went expecting, but they went to enter. They started talking about who's going to roll the stone away from us. We have these spices. They didn't go just to lay it down at the tomb. They went to go in. They were really going to do this. Connected to the previous point, they planned to enter the tomb so they could perform the traditional burial customs. They even talked about how they would remove the stone, right? And they probably didn't realize, like I said, it was sealed or that the guards had been posted. And so, what we see so far is that they went to enter, they went early, they went expecting, they went to enter. They had a plan. They might not have had all of the details worked out, but they had a plan. They were going to go and try their best to get in that tomb and take care of their Lord's body. They thought he was dead. And you know, the unfortunate part, there's a lot of people, even in our culture and in America, that still think he's dead. There was a study done. It was the first time in 40 years of its existence. Do you know what the number one religion is in America right now? Want to know? Want to guess? None. No religion is the number one in America. The majority of people identify with no religion. And so just like then, people still think he's dead. Oh, he was just a good man. He was just a moral teacher. He didn't really exist. It's just a myth made up by those that wanted you to believe that. And so just like those ladies, people still think he's dead. And that there's no power in the name of Jesus, that there's no salvation, there's no forgiveness of sin apart from maybe another way.
Yes, there is.
And so what we have to see, as they saw, is that that's wrong. Jesus is very much alive. We wouldn't be here if he wasn't. It'd be kind of silly, right? For us to come to church every Sunday to worship someone who's dead, to say he's God when he really wasn't.
He's alive. Come on.
But what we see, as these women saw, as they met the angel sitting in the tomb, that Jesus really did come back to life. He really did resurrect. And that's why we're here today.
Yes.
So we see that they went early, they went expecting, they went to enter, but they left excited. When they made it to the tomb, they realized the stone had been rolled away. That was the first indication that something was going on. They saw a man dressed in white. He alarmed them. He calmed their fears and relayed the message of the risen Christ. Almost every time, this is why I want you to get these conceptions, these perceptions of angels that are wrong out of your mind. Almost every time an angel is encountered in the Bible, they say, "Do not be afraid," or something to that effect. In this account, it says, he said, "Do not be alarmed." Why? Because the angels are fearsome. That's why. They're supernatural. They're not of this world. They're not little cupids with wings flying around. You know, there's only certain angels in the Bible that are described to have wings, and you don't want to meet one of them because you think it's more of a horror movie than something wonderful. Because the ones that are described to have wings fly around the throne. They have 6 wings. 2 to fly, 2 to cover themselves, and 2 to cover God. You know what they're covered in? Eyeballs. All over. That looked more like a monster than a little cupid flying. Right? And so, he calmed their fears. He told them the message. He relayed the message of the risen Christ. In Matthew's account, they saw Jesus on the way back. In John's account, Mary saw him. Now, does that mean it didn't happen? No. It just means Luke and Mark and John and Matthew, they're all focused on different aspects of what happened that day. Just like we do when we recount something that happened, right? When we tell what we have seen. They had a little help with the Holy Spirit, making sure they weren't going off in the wrong direction. So we see that they had given, and in Luke's account, he tells them, the angels, there's two in Luke's account, they tell them that they remind them of Jesus' words and how the scripture had to be fulfilled of the suffering servant to die, and that he would come back to life. And that Jesus, at least on 3 occasions, spoke to his disciples and told them that he was going to have to go and die and raise to life. And in one of those occasions, Peter even rebuked him for it and said, "Hush your mouth, Jesus. Don't talk like that." And then, of course, Jesus did what? He said, "Get behind me, Satan." Not that Peter was Satan, but that he was following a worldly, sinful way of thinking and not the way God wanted him to see things. And so they reminded them of these things. And in Luke's account, I'm pretty sure it says that they remembered. And they went away and they told the disciples. And then, of course, it took a while for the disciples to believe because Peter and John ran in there and then they still didn't believe, did they? The women believed first. Because in some of the occasions, they saw Jesus first. And so they saw him and they believed, and when they told the disciples, they didn't believe. Until Jesus showed up among them, right? We give Thomas a bad name, don't we? We even say to this day, "You're a doubting Thomas," right? Because he doubted without wanting to see. But the rest of them didn't believe until he showed up in front of them too. We have to remember that. And that's why Jesus told Thomas, "Blessed are you that have seen, believe because you've seen, but blessed are those who will believe that have not seen." And that's all of us. And the ones that have come since Jesus has went back to heaven, for those of us that choose to, by faith, believe. Believe that he was, believe that he lived, believe that he was perfect, believe that he died and was raised again. So as we see today, as we close, let's understand, as the women come to understand, that went there, that Jesus was indeed risen. And that we have hope. There's no hope without the resurrection, church. There's no hope of eternal life. There's no hope of the presence of God unless Jesus defeated death. And that's what we have to remember. We have hope because of it. And that's what today's all about. Is us remembering that there is hope. Let's pray. Father, as we come, we thank you for this time, Lord, this special time that you've given us this morning. May you continue to bless us this morning as we conclude this service and we go to eat breakfast. Lord, may you get all the glory as we fellowship and as we spend time in your presence with each other. In your precious name, blessing on the food. All right, it's ready. Soup's on.